King Erna coming to you guys live and direct. Tonight I wanted to speak on a topic that I honestly never knew. It just flew by me, I guess, or maybe I was incarcerated. I don't know. How did I miss this? But what kills me, hold on, before we go any further, make sure you go follow No Breaks Bras. Get the sturdy clothing, man. Nice wear, I honor it. And get the honorableearners.com also and get them clothes. Get them honorable jackets. I got some new things coming out. Some very new apparel coming out with the honorable earners. But get that sturdy wear also. But more than anything, somebody explain to me in the comments, please, anybody. I don't care who it is, what you got to say. You already know that comments don't bother me. But why are y'all allowing Kobe Bryant to even be considered as an individual who holds a place in our city still? First of all, he was a snitch, a stool pigeon as a youngin' coming up, got on a stand against friend of his and, book him dadums. But nonetheless, we ain't gonna talk about that because he's a civilian. Some say he wasn't at that time, but I'm gonna consider him a civilian. And but who gets themselves in a situation where they actually take time out and say, well, I thought I could get away with it because Shaq done it. Now, first of all, why that you get locked up with a rape charge do you say something about your man, your teammate, not just your friend, not just your brother, but your teammate, somebody you make millions with on the court, and you took time out to really ridicule him and his family and cause confusion, all because you got caught? So it's good to say that when he got on the stand when he was younger and he told, like I said, I'm not getting into that, but it goes to show you the type of individual he is. It goes to show you that these individuals, man, will do anything to make others miserable. Money do not make the person happy. And that's the message for the night, youngins. You chasing down all this money, and guess what? Allah, our creator, the one, has already given every human being the total of money they will have from the qadr, from what's already destined. So I don't care what you do, you ain't gonna get no more than what's already put and written down for you to get. How about that one? You can go as hard as you want, but guess what? If it ain't meant for you to have, it's not. And not everybody is meant to have money, but for those who have a lot of it, you see how they react. They are in the public's eye more than any of us are. So stop striving to be like an entertainer. Strive to be like who you are. That doesn't mean you can't work hard to be that person, but more than anything, as a teammate, as a friend, as a brother, I would appreciate it if the wrong that another one of your brothers do, you keep it to yourself, man. The reason why is because you never know on that day, on a day of judgment, because every God-fearing religion has a day of judgment. On that day of judgment, you may be called accountable for those things. You see? The reason is because a person hides his bad deeds, his sins. But you, his brother, you know whatever he may have done. Not to say that Shaq done any of what this guy is saying. But why would you want to implement him in your mess? Watch out for jealous individuals. That's jealousy, youngin. That's jealousy. A person who just busts out and wants you to be a part of anything that he done that was wrong, and just to get you caught and in the tabloids. Oh, Shaq always do it. Nah, Shaq don't rape women and go for their shoots. You're going for assholes, cuz. Where's your honor at? And where is, the honor in the people that even continue to support him as a ball player? Huh? How could you even go for that? He's a rat. No. Listen, don't say what others say. Don't follow their trend, because this is what others say. That King Ernest says just about anybody is a rat. Not true, because everybody that I have put on my platform thus far is exactly what I said, a rat. The only one y'all can try to talk down on me saying that he isn't a rat is Bobby Brown, and I don't understand that. When Bobby was the boy who was in the tabloids in my era as the bad boy, the street guy, the gangster. Even when Whitney got with him, everybody was saying, oh no, he's the G. Don't exclude these cowards. You don't exclude nobody. Everybody that's watching, all of you out there, especially the guys from my city, just pray that your case don't go old to where as though it's shut it and where your defendants ain't going for appeals. Because you're going to be mentioned also. You know, it's some understanding to certain things, and you got to know the law. Now, once these things or these individuals that got these big cases or had them years ago, you know, about 10, 15 years ago, that people are still trying to fight and get in, once all of this is done, people come home or whatever the case may be, it's going to be public records. And guess what? I'm going to be able to speak on it. And guess what? None of you rats, none of you can scare me. You know how you scare the other guys and they talk this put them down stuff? Because you're a rat and it doesn't matter. Any man that's not always on point, that's not sturdy enough to protect himself, is a man that doesn't have any sort of honor. And if I'm here speaking on just that, make sure you understand and you know that the approach cannot be the same. Nah, I'm not your entertainer. You see where I'm coming from? I'm not your entertainer. You see what I'm saying? I'm an individual who love to make sure I honor those who respect it. I love the ones that have all the respect in class where I'm able to hug them and give them a pound. Or they say something to me on social media and I'm able to respond back with pure honor. But all you other ones, you have no honor. You rat lovers that keep these guys' names in your mouth trying to say, oh, these rats, they told on him first. So tell second. Where's the honor in that at? But more than anything, what I want to know from everybody tonight is, why does everybody condone it? Why does everybody give the rat the pass? Why do you give Kobe Bryant this pass? Not the basketball pass that he's supposed to be doing, just playing ball with his teammate. But why do you give an individual a pass who decides to bring up another individual because they got in trouble? Now, allegedly, I'm still not going to stoop to Kobe's level, because I'm still not going to say he raped this woman. Allegedly, they say he raped a woman and he went for ass, right? Now, when it get all out in the public, he goes and says, he knows everything is on him, cameras and everything. People listening, everybody is attended to what he had going on at that time. And he says, well, Shaq does it. I thought it was something. What? You told? In a way that no teammate could ever honor you. Now I understand why you were such a good player, because you had no friends, so all you could do is play basketball. You perfected being a clown. You perfected being a nut. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what your name is. You do stuff like that, it takes you out of the status of having manhood. You cause confusion. You don't know. Shaq and his wife, I'm not knowing, but I haven't checked on it in years, but from what I'm understanding, that they're not even together. Who knows that little thing there could have ruined that, man? And you sit around like it's cool, and Shaq, so thorough with it, keeps his honor intact. Could have trashed him about that, man. You don't do stuff like that. I'm King Ernest from the Honor Your Life campaign. I'm letting all the youngins know tonight. I don't care which way they told, how they told. If they play the part in that street, they're a rat. And you need to stay away from them. You find a rat, a dude in your neighborhood who's getting all the cash, goes to jail, gets right out all the time, and offers you, and you know that he's working, you get whatever your hand called for. Because nobody told you to be a trick like a prostitute. You letting a dude pimp you, a man, in order to ride around, play passenger side, just to get nothing. Even niggas be playing, rats be playing other dudes that's supposed to be made men. You got made men sitting next to rats spinning corners with them. The rats know it. They letting people know, this my guy here. And these men is bowing down to that. They are sitting around actually taking their time out, bowing to another man just in order to feed their family when it's 1,000,001 earns out here. It's 1,000,001, and if you stand on a sturdy foundation, how would you ever get yourself caught up in that nonsense? If you're a man of my age anyway, the street shouldn't be your thing. You can earn, moving about, positivity, straight up legal, but the street should never be your thing. You're too old for it, you hear me? The goal is to get the youngins to understand that it's not a place to be at their age. Get them out of the streets young, and let's get some men that's built up some real character. See, I know the problem, but the people that's already in our world that are doing them and they think they know the problem, they don't know the problem. If they know the problem, I know a few good men that think they know the problem, but their platform is stand still. You know why? It's because they don't know the problem. They don't know the youth. They really wasn't that much caught up into the streets that they got a chance to understand these kids. I know what they're attracted to. They know I know what they're attracted to. They don't pull all over my eyes. They honor me. They respect me. But some of these OGs, they're going to play with these kids. These kids going to bend them down because at the end of the day, them youngins want genuineness. They want to feel the genuine. They don't want to feel the fraudness. They don't want you just because you got a program to talk all proper and speak these words. They want you to be able to stumble over a word or two. They want you to be able to say, damn, I just had a problem that was similar to yours. I want you to be able to relate. Y'all call it war stories. We call it exchanging the understanding of men because of status reasons. People, you don't understand it. Sometimes we get caught up in what the people that's not in the streets talk about. Oh, that's war story. And nah, keep it 100 with you. When I was in the streets, none of my brothers, none of my niggas when I was in the streets, none of us talked about sports and stuff like that. We was straight up street. We was all the way street. I was talking to my cousin the other day and I was explaining a lot of us wasn't having sex at a young age because we was making a lot of crime. So the goal is to get them, I know what the goal is too. The goal is to get them to get an understanding to what they are actually doing wrong. Some of them don't know what they're doing wrong, but once you get the understanding to their brain, you start pointing out the individuals that's around them. You start pointing out the individuals you see them search for as a role model. When you get into them and you give it to them or who they really are, it wakes them up a tad bit. There's other ways, other angles that I'm implementing. But for the ones that don't, I don't look down on them because it is helping somewhat. But this Honor Your Life campaign ain't about getting around an individual and talking and explaining just because you're of good prestige of how my campaign is going. I get on Instagram and I got these stars. That's not the Honor Your Life campaign goal. The Honor Your Life campaign goal is to be as genuine as possible. I'm with talking to a dope fiend, getting an understanding of what he got going on and what his past was like in order for me to give it to the youth to put some fear in their heart. But I can't every other day be glammy, glitty, and gold and pouring out people just because I want to be seen and I want some views. That's not my goal. Shout out to anyone who has that hustle. But for me, this is not a hustle. Don't get King Erna mixed, construed, because I got to live, I got to feed, I got family, I got things I got to do. But at the end of the day, my goal is to rebuild what I once destroyed. So me receiving the honor and the love and people supporting my GoFund and all these different things, it gets me to understanding that I have been honored by my society, and I didn't have to become a rat to do so. Now, ain't that something else? I'll be damned. I'm honored by my society, but I didn't have to get patted on the back coming out of a courtroom saying you've done a good deed. You guys do a good deed just in order to get attention. The rats, they are attention seekers. Most rats are attention seekers. Alpo was an attention seeker. It gets me so upset because at the end of the day, our youth don't know no better. So when they see everybody else attention seeking, you know what they do? They seek attention. Then it winds up being a flipper Patty John where you got another rat coming out and you ain't know this kid was a Rizat. How can we be honorable watching this? How are you a father or how are you a mother and you don't have your child in front of your television right now getting these Jews to get that fear in their heart that the streets won't do nothing but drown them? It will suffocate them with a pillow for years. Imagine that. Imagine you being suffocated trying to get your breath for 20, 30 years. I've done that. I've been through that, youngin'. When you can get your breath right now, you think it's hard, but yet you can pitch all day. You hustle all day. You throwing bricks at the penitentiary all day. But you think going into school and using your head is bad? Nizzle. You'll be the shit in school. Excuse my French. But you will be the ass in school. Them chicks that love you more, the respectable ones, will love you more if you take time and go to a class and sit down. She's going to want to know who you are. You'll make money by whatever you sell. You might start a clothing line in school. Everybody in your class want to support you. It's a hustle. You got to put it forth, though. If you don't put it forth, what ends up happening, you end up in the can hustling. Oh, my gosh. Now you got to sell little Debbie's and all that to make a coin, to even make a phone call. Because your family, they tired of it. You know, and I get so deep into it because I want it to be like boom, bang. I got about 4 sturdy youngins right now that I don't put on no social media, nothing, that's sturdy, that changed their life around, got jobs and all that, little cars. Youngin said, OG, where you at? I want to come pick you up. I said, well, he said, you didn't got a car? I pulled up. I said, listen, youngin, whatever you do, I don't want to be a part of it. He said, no, look, I'm working. Pull out his joint, got to join that Rite Aid, and got a second job, but he about to start Monday. But you playing around still trying to flip that bundle, man. You paying everybody, but you ain't getting paid, really. You're in the way, honestly. And you're going to lose. You're going to end up a Kobe, a person with it all, but with nothing to claim, because some of y'all still make it somehow. Yeah, that, you know, don't rip that off. That's what, you know, it's what every man is destined to have. Everybody have a different life, a different time of everything. But you 17 or 18 years old, 16 and rushing it. You 20 trying to be 40. Take your time and make sure the people around you take their time with their lives also. That way you guys are vibing off of one another. I see my man taking his time, I'm going to take my time. You be around the people that got money, you're going to want to get some positive money too. Oh, I'm going to work every day. Earning, check, taxes, everything. You hear me? Because remember, youngins, the less you make, the more you're going to get on them tax returns. Huh. I don't know how Donald got it going this year. He's been robbing me. But at the end of the day, guess what? You got to do for you what is going to keep you grounded and what's going to keep your mindset sturdy. And you got to make sure, you have to make sure that your education is first. I don't care if you're out of school. Pick up a book and read. It keeps you good with familiarity. Keep it good. Just keep going over that book. I don't care what it is. Most of us, we got to get into our religion. That's what counts. Islam teaches us this, and I'm going to leave. For every Muslim who betrays another Muslim on the day of Yom Kippur, a flag will be raised. For a Muslim who betrays whoever, flag will be raised. People, make sure Kobe Bryant gets that flag. Make sure he's known for betraying, because that was big, and that was bigger than when people really made it. He better be blessed that I wasn't out here doing the podcast, because he would have been all over everywhere. Kobe Bryant has no honor. His honor is snatched. It got nothing to do with the streets. I didn't hold him accountable for when he got on the stand against his friend. I'm holding him accountable for what he said against Shaq. His honor snatched. King earned alive and direct.